Hi folks, this is Tony for A Minute to Midnight. A bug out bag, go bag, grab bag or whatever you want to call it is something I think that everyone should have. Very useful in an emergency situation. What you have in your bag could save your life, or at least make it more convenient for a few days. You may even want two of them, one for in your car and maybe another one in your home that's easy to grab near the door perhaps, or somewhere like that. Holly and I decided to put together a bug out bag for her that would stay in her car. If she's ever stuck away from home and an emergency of some type arises, she should have the basics of survival in it for around 72 hours. We're also going to use this as a bit of a double up bag for just hiking and so on as well, but that's not, you don't have to follow that for your own one. What you choose to put in your own bag though is up to you, but we wanted to show you our bag, or Holly's bag, to give you ideas on what you may need, and you can adapt your own one to suit your own needs based on this, and you may want to change some of the things. Okay, Holly, so here we go.
Okay, so hi everybody, this is just a bug out bag video we wanted to make for everybody. We put one together. I want to show you guys what we put in it. Recommend you guys making one of these for yourselves. Got a canteen here. This has some water in it. Got a nice little clip there. Never know if you need to protect yourself. We have some mace that we keep right here. Later on we'll probably put it on around our neck with a whistle, with our compass as well.
This bug out bag is sort of also doubling as a day pack for hiking and things too.
So a lot of things that you want in your bug out bag, we got like gauze. We have a lot of first aid stuff in here. Obviously here's our first aid kit.
Okay, so we're just going to have a quick look at the medical kit that we've got here. It's very basic. It's also got a sewing kit in there too.
Okay, so these are the wound dressings. It's really great to have. This is a gauze, kind of a bandage. Is that what you call it, Tony?
Yeah, it's a bandage basically, yeah.
A dressing, I think they call it. Here's our little first aid kit that we bought. We put some other things in there. I have a nail file. Just interesting things like that. We got little scissors. Never know, you can use that to cut your cord. We do have a mask in here. You know, we have.
There's actually, yeah, there's several that are useful as dust masks and stuff. A couple of them in there as well.
Like a dust storm.
Yeah, various uses. Yeah, and they fit in easily in there. A couple of pairs of medical gloves.
Those are good to have. Here's our sewing kit. It's really nice. It's pretty straightforward. There's little needles in there. We got the antibiotic ointment. That's the triple kind. Band-aids. We did put some toothpicks in here. Safety pins of different sizes. Okay, we got a hairband in there. Could always use that for other things. We put toothpicks in here, safety pins, more Q-tips. We do have nail clippers and tweezers. We also have these sterile dressings that come with this first aid kit here. Hand cleaning wipes are in there. I guess this is more triple antibiotic ointment. More hand cleaning wipes and band-aids galore. We got the smaller nail clippers, and what is this again, Tony?
There's some painkillers there, paracetamol and also ibuprofen, but you can use whatever ones you want, and there's just a few painkillers.
Yeah, so we basically fit it all in there. It's amazing what you got in here, Tony.
Yeah, well, I tried to jam in whatever I could.
You'd put the kitchen sink in here if you could, wouldn't you? Gosh, we have even like some plates and things that are really lightweight. They're easy to clean, plus they're not glass and they don't break. Did put a little mirror in here. You know, pretty cool. There's a notebook and a pen, a Sharpie pen as well. Got the toothbrush. Always take care of your teeth. got some wax which we can use to make candles, which was something we were going to do. Whistles would be a good idea. We have that. Of course, duct tape is a really good thing to have 2 in a bug out bag. This is our compass. Super important, especially when you're in the woods. You can always tell where north is. We got these really nice gloves. This is great for handling hot things when you're doing the fire stuff, like making coffee and things like that. We have a flashlight. This flashlight's pretty bright. It's pretty nice. There's brighter ones, but this one works well for us. We're happy with it.
That we have here is military grade paracord, which can be very, very useful for all sorts of things. It's really strong paracord, 500. So not the weak paracord. This is actually the the decent stuff you want to get, the military grade paracord.
What are these hooks for, Tony?
Those are some spare, like miniature bungee cords, just for using. They may come in handy. They can be a little bit of a pain, bungee cords, but I just threw them in just in case you want to bungee tie something, which the paracord will be the most useful, but just figured out a few bungee cords are worth throwing in there.
Yeah, especially like putting shelter up, like a tarp. It could work. Okay, Tony, what is this called again?
Okay, what we have there is a multi-tool. Here we go. Yeah, so this is a very basic multi-tool. It's not a really good one, but you could spend a lot of money and get a much better one. But this bug out bag was done on a budget, in a hurry, and it's a small multi-tool with a pair of pliers, a little flashlight. Yeah.
This is good if you need tools, because this works as a Phillips screwdriver.
Yeah, and a flathead slot screwdriver or a can opener.
Bottle opener as well. And this one actually works as a little bit of a saw. You could probably use that to cut some twigs to kindling firewood stuff.
It's pretty small saw. It's also got a very small knife on it. So this is a very basic multi-tool. When we get a bit more money and opportunity, we'll probably replace it with a better one. But anyway, you definitely want a multi-tool of some description in your bug out bag. Mm-hmm. So what have you got here, Holly? We've got some Gerber brand pieces of equipment.
A camping store, and we found these. We thought these were actually really good for what we paid for them. This is a knife, flips out. This is great. You could actually eat steak with this, I guess. It's pretty sharp. It's interesting because you have to push this thing down to flip it back down again. So this is nice. It's lightweight. It has a clip on it.
So what we've got here is a Gerber folding saw. I mean, it's not the highest quality folding saw. You could probably, there are better ones, but it'll do the job. And they can be very useful for cutting small twigs and making a fire, or cutting pegs to mount a tent, pegs, or whatever it is that you need a folding saw. I definitely recommend a folding saw in your bug out bag for sure.
That's sharp. All right. Should we talk about the extra blade?
Oh yeah, there's a spare blade in this as well. We figured that the knife also fitted nicely in this little pouch, so the knife fits in with the saw.
All right. So maybe we should just move this stuff over here for now. Okay, so we're gonna go through the bigger part of our bug out bag that we made, and we have a lot of interesting stuff in here. This over here is something that we just thought was a great jar to put things in here to make fires. I want to show you guys what Tony has put in here. Cotton balls. These are good for putting the Vaseline on, right, Tony?
Yeah, Vaseline on cotton balls is a great way of starting a fire. I recommend it. So there's some Vaseline or petroleum jelly there. We've got a fire steel or flint and steel there. Yep. We've got a cigarette lighter, and we've got some waterproof safety matches. So there's options, basically. There are 3 options for starting a fire. We've also got some Q-tips in there as well. Q-tips, basically, well, you never know what you might use Q-tips for. Probably not for the fire, but I just jammed them in there at the time. So.
That's cool. And this is waterproof, really, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a waterproof container. It's basically a vitamin C container, but it just seemed to fit everything in nicely, and it'll keep things dry, like the cotton balls and whatnot. Okay, Holly, so we'll carry on in the main pocket of this bug out bag.
Okay, in a bug out bag, you should have some warm socks. We put some thicker, warmer socks in here because, you know, it's just good. You never know what temperatures are going to be like. You got some clean underwear in there. This is really cool, Tony. Why don't you tell us about this?
Okay, this is a survival bivvy bag, just a very simple SOL bivvy. Hold it up, Holly, in front of the bug out bag. Yep. And yeah, we won't unfold it. You can see it's got metal foil on one side and orange on the other side, but it's a bit of a mission to put it in and out, so we won't do that. But definitely worth having one of those if it gets cold, particularly if you need, any sort of it'll double as a survival blanket or a sleeping bag, or you could use it for anything like a mat on the ground if needed be as well.
So this retains a lot of your body heat when you cover up with it.
Yeah, totally, it does. It retains, I think, 75% of your body heat. That's just off the top of my head.
Oh, and you know what I think I read? It said something about putting sticks and pine needles and stuff underneath you and then laying on top of that when you use this to help keep your body heat in instead of laying directly on a cold ground.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Yep, anything to be keep you warm and also be more comfortable too. Okay.
Okay, this is always good to have as bug off. For people that particularly get more bit than others, this is probably really good for them. Really helpful.
Yeah, it's a bit of a large container. We probably could have done with a smaller one, but that's what we've grabbed at the moment. So we may replace it with a smaller one when we get a chance.
Okay. So we found these really cool cups. You could put coffee in them. They're really durable and they got these great lids. We decided in our bug out bag to put a little bit of rice in a Ziploc bag because you can easily cook this over a fire. It can make a nice little meal. And obviously you can make coffee over the fire too. So these cups are really great. So you can use that storage space in your cups to put other things in that you need, like supplies. For example, Tony put some more, I guess, what is this, electrical tape?
Yeah, electrical tape or insulation tape. Yep. Again, I probably could have used a half roll in there, but I threw that big one in there. Definitely handy. A couple of spare plastic bags. Just, you never know when you want a plastic bag. There's nothing really in those, but they fitted in the cups, so I threw them in there.
Yep. So we put like a warm hat. This is made out of some kind of fluffy warm material, but it's really, really good for retaining heat. 80% of your heat, I heard, escapes out of your head. So if you really want to stay warm, covering your head is super important. We put it in a plastic Ziploc bag to keep it dry in case it rains, so that way you don't get your hat wet.
Yeah, that one happens to be, I think, made of alpaca. Came from made in New Zealand, actually. But yeah, it's kind of cute. Cute little girly one too, huh?
Oh boy, Tony, why don't you talk about this one?
A roll of toilet paper, and again, it's been kept dry in a Ziploc bag.
And you know what? We actually used a half roll because it saves more room in our bug out bag. It's up to you if you want to put a whole one in there or not. This just worked better for us for now. Okay, so this is a personal water filter that we found. It's called LifeStraw. And it says award-winning technology makes microbiologically contaminated water safe to drink.
Definitely good because you can use one of these anywhere. You could drink out of a puddle if you have to with that.
You know what, I just want to point this out. It says it removes 99.99999% of bacteria like E. coli. It says removes 99.999% of protozoa like Giardia, Cryptosporidium, I don't even know how to say that. So anyway, this actually filters 4,000 liters, which is 1,000 gallons. This is great. Okay. Tony, what would this be helpful for, and what is this?
What we have there is a headlamp. You can wear this on your head though. We've got a flashlight. You already showed us a flashlight before. Often you need two hands to do what you're doing, and so this here, you can wear it on your head, which means you can be hands-free. So you have both hands free and doing whatever you need to do around your site, wherever you are, campsite or whatever it is. So very handy to have, as well as a flashlight. So this one is a 350 lumens one. You can spend a lot more money and get more powerful ones, but for the most part in a bug out bag or day pack, I think this will do the trick.
These are really good for splunking.
What's splunking, Holly?
Caving. That's what we call it up here in Pennsylvania, and you go into the caves. We wear these.
Aha!
These are awesome.
You might want a bit more powerful one than 350 lumens for that, but yeah, that's the general idea.
Okay, so in our bug out bag, we also have this Frog Togs adult emergency poncho. This is really nice. It's folded up really great. It just keeps you dry if you get caught out in the rain. This would be really, really good to put in your bug out bag.
Okay, yeah, we've got all kinds of things in this one. It's basically a cleaning kit. We've got soap and we've got, a few, some shampoo and conditioner and some paper towels and spare Ziploc bag in case you need it. We've got some hand sanitizer as well, and even some dishwashing liquid, which is probably a bit of an overkill, but yeah, maybe we'll find a smaller container to put the dishwashing liquid in. But these kind of things, we threw this together in a bit of a hurry, and we've also got some wipes there.
You know what I mean? It's good to have hand sanitizer to have clean hands if you're out in the woods.
Yeah, we've also thrown a very small bar of soap in there as well. If you need to have a shower or wash yourself somewhere or in a stream or something. Whatever. It's all handy to have.
Okay, so Tony, what is this?
What we have there, you saw before, we have a survival blanket. This one is a little bit more substantial, could be used to retain body heat. Again, it's got metal aluminium foil or aluminum foil or whatever on the outside, and which is a handy thing. It's orange on the inside as well. If you use the other side of it, I wouldn't want to unfold it too much because it's a bit of a mission to put it back together. But yeah, you can see basically what it is, and you could use this as something to wrap yourself in as another emergency blanket. You could also use it as a simple kind of shelter if need be, or a ground sheet. Basically multi-use, really. Handy to have.
A tarp too, Tony.
Yeah, you could use it as a tarp. I don't know how much punishment it would take, but really this is just survival bug out bag. This is not really heavy duty tarps and stuff, which I have some much heavier duty ones in my one back in New Zealand.
Okay, this is a really nice camping type of a thing. You can take this and cook food in it. If you squeeze this on the side, that's how it actually opens up. Tony, what do you use for this for?
Okay, yeah, well, what we've got here, we actually were looking for a billy set and couldn't find one at the moment. There seems to be so many things missing off the shelves, so we got this, and we've used it to throw a few things in that we might want. A couple of muesli bars or granola bars, some coffee. It's just, you never know. It's hard to live without coffee, so we've got some coffee in there. And you could use this to cook as basically a cooking utensil, or you could boil water in it, which is probably the thing it'll be used for the most in our situation. But yeah, it's basically a pot in a sense. We wanted, like I say, a billy that you could hang, or a billy set. We could not find one anywhere. So this is what we used. You'll see something else we got for cooking, which again, it's like not exactly what we were looking for, but I think it just shows you that you want to be buying stuff now, because a lot of stuff is missing off the shelves here that I would have thought we'd be able to find. So this was what we had to go for, really, because we couldn't find exactly what we were looking for, but it'll do the trick.
It's nice to have something tall like this, because if you're trying to make coffee, that'll keep your water clean. We had something that was a lot more shallow, just it was a last minute thing, you know, so I would recommend getting something tall like this.
Yeah, and it's got a good lid to go with it as well.
We've been experimenting with building fires and stuff. So these are great because this is instant coffee. You don't have to really worry about brewing things. We did put some coffee filters in our bug out bag because if you do get a couple twigs and branches in here, you can always filter your coffee out.
Yeah, they could be used to filter other things out of water too. Before you could run your water in it through that just for little things for coffee or cooking or whatever.
These are good to have in your bug out bag. These are high calorie protein bars. There's 10 grams of protein in these, 190 calories. So this can really keep you going if you're out in the woods and got a long way to go till you can make it back to your campsite. Those are good. Okay, this is more cooking stuff out on the campsite. Tony, what do you want to say about this?
Well, that one there could double as a cup, or you could cook in it, or water. It means we've got two upright things that we could use. Again, it's got a handle that folds out, and that other cooker fits nicely in it if you want to show them how that slides in it. Yeah, they didn't come together in a set, but they kind of do work quite nicely like that, fitting into each other. So that's why I thought, we might as well throw that extra one in. It doesn't take much extra space, but it gives us some more options. This here is the one that Holly was talking about that we had at first. We went and did a campfire. Wasn't too impressed with this, to be honest. But again, it was what we could find in the shops when there wasn't much else.
We were definitely not too excited about this, but you know, you live and you learn, right guys?
Yeah, the problem with that is it's not deep enough. You know, if you look at this little pot, it's very shallow. Yeah, you could. Yeah, but it was all we could find basically when we were hunting for stuff in the Walmart and Target and various places. So, and yeah, that could fit together as a fry pan. Pretty flimsy, but it could do. Definitely not as good as what I've got back at home in New Zealand, but anyway, it does for the purpose of this here.
Tony, is this how it's supposed to go?
Yep, that's right, but you'll see that it's pretty unstable if you're trying to use it as a fry pan. You'd have to
be the handle.
Yeah, that's the handle, but if you sit it down on the table, you'll see how unstable it is.
Oh, yeah, we had trouble getting that on the fire.
We did, so you'd have to hold it or find something to hold it up with because it's pretty. Now, I mean, I'm not highly recommending it, but yeah, at a pinch it would work.
In our bug out bag, we also have this. It is a towel, and it's rolled up. This is really good. Space is so important in a bug out bag, so anything you can find that's small and compact, that's a good thing to do for sure. This is food that we are actually going to try to make today. We found this, and we wanted to tell you guys what we think of it after we make it, if we would recommend it. I've actually never made dehydrated food before, but you have, Tony, haven't you?
Yeah, but I have not this brand, so it will be a bit of an experiment to see Mountain House Adventure meals. We've got a few different ones here.
This is easy to find in the United States here where we are. This is like at Walmart and even some of the sporting stores. We got beef stew, chicken teriyaki, what is this, spicy Southwest style skillet. And this one is, oh my gosh, granola. Did you get that one?
Yeah, you never know. Granola, we maybe could have had another one of those as well, but yep. So you won't need to cook that one.
Basically, you have to add water to this, right, and heat it up.
Yep, we'll have a go at doing that. Yep, hopefully we'll get a chance.
I've never done that before. It's going to be interesting to try that. I guess that's it, Tony.
So our bug out bag is empty. Yep. Now this bag is quite small and it's pretty well packed out. There's not a lot of spare room in it. Bug out bags, you can make various different sizes. My one at home's a little bigger. Back in New Zealand I've got a little bit more stuff in than this, but I think we did this over a few days. We wanted to make one that's doubles as a bug out bag or grab bag, go bag, whatever you want to call it, but we also can use it as a day pack for hiking, and which we've done already.
Okay, well, thank you guys for checking out our bug out bag. We had a lot of fun doing this project. We really want you guys to, have fun with this stuff with us too. We're all learning together. And I'm gonna let my husband put all this back in the bug out bag, right, Tony?
Oh, gee, thanks.
Anytime. I'm gonna go check out the water.